What is going on, Gem fam? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Dropping Gems FX. You already know my main goal is to lace you guys up with advice and tips on how to take your Forex trading journey to the next level and to bring you guys along my Forex trading journey as well. Now, in this video, I'm going to do a little trade recap of probably one of my best trades thus far in terms of percentage gain in my Forex career, my Forex journey overall, right? This was an amazing setup that I caught early this week. I think it was about Sunday night, maybe Monday morning during London session. Got into this trade and it was just beautiful for the rest of the week, okay? So I'm gonna lace you guys up on my thought process, my analysis, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy the content. If you do enjoy the content, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. Follow this new Instagram, right? So I created an Instagram specifically for dropping gems so that you guys can DM me any questions that you need and any updates that I post up on the gram will be there. So definitely follow that page and keep in tune with me that way. Man, without further ado, let's get right into the video. All right, guys, right now you are seeing GBP USD. We're on TradingView as normal. This is the best platform to look and analyze your charts, your pairs, your indices, whatever the case may be, right? So you're looking at GBP USD, right? And we are looking at the 17th of January. That was the beginning of this trading week, right? Okay, so the last week, right? The last week, the big move was this double top or triple top, if you look in the past, and then this huge impulse sell off, right? We broke through structure here, we broke through structure here, and then we interacted with some key areas around this level, right? So the first thing that I did when I looked at this on a Sunday, right, was I just took my levels and I lined them up. All right, and this is on the hour time frame. Let me go to the 4-hour time frame. You can see it a lot better. So the first thing we do is go ahead and set up our levels, right? So we can see there's definitely a level up there at the double top / triple top up there, right? We have a floor here where price kind of, fumbled around before it tried to break up to, that 3.7, but couldn't sustain that area and fell right back down, right? We definitely have a minor area here, which price definitely didn't respect. So we're not going to really touch upon that. And then we obviously had this support in the past here, right? It was touched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, right? Broken through, came back as resistance, right? So this is definitely an area we want to pay attention to. Definitely, okay? All right, so boom. We have our levels set up. The second thing I'm going to do, right, is zoom out to the daily time frame and go ahead and assess the situation, right? So we had this extremely bullish trend, right? So that means that we are only looking to buy, right? We had this bearish movement impulse, right? This was back in March. That's not relevant right now, right? Another bearish movement, that's not too relevant right now either. Right now, what we're doing is breaking through these highs, right? So we have this extremely bullish movement, right? So we're only looking to buy, and we're only looking for safe levels to buy at, right? So let's go back to the 4-hour. So in my mindset, I'm thinking the money is in the long. So where can I get in at a long, okay? So we already broke through this area, right? We kind of retested it and continued to fall, okay? So this is, a Sunday. Usually what I like to do when I'm not too sure where to get in, right, is that I'll let the markets play out for that Sunday into the Monday. And then, all the nonsense from the weekend goes away and I can clearly get a picture of, what's going to happen for the week to come. And I try to catch that big move for the week to come, okay? So, yeah, this impulsive sell-off. Now, where can I select a high probability trade setup, right, for a long? Well, we have this impulse and then this correction. So let me take out the Fibonacci tool, the retracement tool, right, and try to gauge from the high to the low where this might reverse, okay? So let's go and highlight this golden zone right here, right? And the key word in that is might, right? I'm not ever looking at a chart and saying, this is the golden zone. As soon as price comes to this area, it's gonna reverse. I'm gonna get in as soon as it gets in and around this area. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm highlighting this zone. Once price enters this zone, I'm going to be monitoring price action and looking for a valid setup, right? This can be a chart pattern, this can be a candlestick pattern. I'm looking for anything in the market that is telling me that the bulls are taking control. In this particular scenario, that the bulls are taking control and I should get in for a long, right? Okay, so this is what we do. We just wait, we wait. Like I said, I got in around Monday, right? So we wait, Sunday markets open, and then we continue to fall, right? So we had, if we go in on the lower time frame, kind of had this descending wedge, right? Broke through, retested, could also be a triangle, right? Broke through, retested, and continued to fall, right? And this is what's interesting, right? So we didn't get this reversal on and in around the golden zone, right? It actually fell to the 70% zone, right? And we kind of found a floor, some liquidity here, right? So I waited for a confirmation on the hour time frame, right? And this is the point, well, let me retrace a little bit, okay? This was the point where I got into the market. Why did I get into the market right here, right? Number one, what I saw, and also I got into the market right, I think as I was taking my lunch, okay? As I was taking my lunch from work, I decided to look at the charts and saw this setup because I was waiting for a reversal, right? So I was monitoring price, but I was at work, so I wasn't really in the zone, so I didn't catch it from down here, right? But we had some consolidation, you know, for 32 hours, 2 hours, and then a breakout, right? We had this breakout, we had this retest, right? So we had this impulsive bearish movement, right? Where we're making lower lows and lower highs. And all of a sudden, we're coming up above some highs, right? So in my head, number one, we have consolidation, breakout, retest, this beautiful tweezer candlestick formation, reversal signal, right? We're at a nice structure, a nice support for a reversal, right? This is where I decided to get in. I got in somewhere around here, right? Because we broke this. Hold on, let me get that right. We broke this this low with an impulsive bullish candle, right? So this was pretty much all I needed to see on the 15-minute time frame. We broke these highs. Boom. This is all I needed to see. I got in here, put my stop loss just below the low, right? In reality, I could have even brought it even lower. How much is that? It was around 30 pips, right? 30 pips, not too bad. I think I went in with a 2 standard lot. And I definitely scaled in a lot on this position. So it allowed me to net about 9% on this position, right? So very, very, very nice. Okay, so my TP was, my first TP was at 3.7 flat, right? This is the high that I wanted to see price come up and basically crush, right? My second TP was going to be 3.8 flat just because I like round numbers. I like that for the psychology. And I know that if price is breaking above 3.7, then price is going to continue to buy, right? Okay, so we have that ready. Let me put a line right there. Let me put a line somewhere around here. Name it TP. And then set it for 3/8 flat. Okay. So this is my first TP. This is my second TP when I would start to scale in. Okay. At my first TP, the plan was to solidify 50% of my position, right? So I would obviously take partial position and leave the rest to run to TP2, okay? So what ended up happening was we ended up making very, very nice bullish structure, right? We broke some highs, we came back and retested, and we just continued to buy up, right? So at this point, we had a huge, huge retest, right? This wick came back right down to this level. I got in again. Pow. Now my stop loss is here, okay? Again, my TP is here, TP1, TP2 is up there, we already know that. And for this, my stop loss was just below these wicks, right? So this position, the first position that I got for a 2 standard lot, right? My stop loss was just below the wick, so that if this position that I took with a 5 standard lot ended up going against me and hitting my stop loss, right? The profit from my first position would cover my second position loss, if that makes sense, right? So I was just breaking even. If everything went wrong, I would break even, which I'm okay with, right? So what I did, right, I have 2 positions open at this point in time, or 3 positions, one or the other. I'm trying to remember. And my thought process at this point in time, now this is a Monday, Tuesday, okay? So there's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday left in the week, and I was trading with the FTMO account. And obviously you can't hold trades over the weekend. They make you close your trades. So if this was my own capital, if I was trading from my own account, I would have definitely held this long term. But the case is that I couldn't, right? So I had to realize, you know, this move might not happen this week, right? We might not see 3.7 this week. We might not even see 3.8 this week, right? So what I decided to do was just to hold it off as long as I could, and I would take profits wherever it may end on a Friday, right? But I checked the economic calendar, which you have to do when you're trading an FTMO capital, and they do not allow you to trade news, right? News releases. So when major news comes out for a certain currency, you have to wait 2 minutes before and after the trade to enter in that pair, right? And it just so happened, my luck, that there was news coming out for GBP, I think on Wednesday night, right? So instead of holding this position for, you know, weeks, which I planned to, I was limited because of FTMO's policies to hold it for, I believe it was a little over 24 hours, right? A little over 24 hours, if not less, right? So what ended up happening, we ended up coming up to this structure, testing this structure. I held it, and we broke the structure, right? Around this time, around this area, I ended up having to close out of my positions, both positions, you know, which ended up netting me, I think 5 or 6%. I will post up screenshots if I'm wrong, but, you know, that was the case. I had to get out the position, right? And at this point, I think I had 4 positions running basically at the areas where we retested and continued up, right? So, you know, just, I'm not even going to do that. I'm not even going to confuse you guys. Just pretend that there's 4 positions open at the current moment, right? So I got out around, I want to say like 6:40 area. You know, we definitely got out early because we were restricted to the news release, right? So now you're thinking, you know, this is definitely climbing up, as you can see, right? We're missing out on money because we had no choice. We had to close our trades. We made money, but it's not as much as we could have, right? So my projection was anywhere from $8,000 to $14,000 on this trade, on this setup alone. We couldn't do that. We had to take profit early. I think we ended up getting 6, something around that area, which sucks, you know? So I let price do its thing for the rest of the night into London, and I just saw how price action developed, right? So let me just play this out. We ended up coming to the top and surpassing our TP1, right? So we would have had to take 50% of our position at TP1, but obviously we're not in the market anymore. We're just standing here waiting for another entry. Then, you know, around 6, we start getting these rejections from the 3-7 level again, right? So immediately when I wake up in the morning, what I'm looking for is a nice area to get back into the market, okay? To get back into the market. So, like I did down here for the first setup, I took out my Fibonacci, right? I already had my level set up, so I already know this is definitely a level that I might want to, you know, pay attention to price action at this level. And I took out my Fibonacci. I went ahead and drew out, highlighted the golden zone again, right? So we're doing the same thing over and over again, expecting the same outcome, right? We're not just taking trades because we want to, all right, we're not being emotional. We're waiting for the market to come to us. We're going to react to the market. So we had this impulse and it was approaching, you know, both this support and the golden zone. So we're doing good, right? I had an alarm set up to hit my phone as soon as price got to this area. Excuse me. Let's see what happens. Okay, at this point in time, price hit this support and completely bounced off. We had this huge bullish candle, right? On the hour time frame, that means a lot to me. That's telling me that the bulls are still in control. This was just a retracement to create some liquidity, and price is going to, in my head, looking at this picture, price is going to surpass this 3-7 flat zone that we have set up here, okay? So I'm looking to get back into the market, right? Is this a good position to get back into the market? Well, how many confluences do we have, right? Remember, we still have this golden zone that we need to be aware of. So number one, off the bat, and I hope you guys can see this, we have an inverse head and shoulders Forex chart pattern, okay? Boom, boom, and a perfect retracement for the right shoulder, and obviously the continuation up, okay? So that's number one, and that meant a huge deal to me, right? Number two, we're still in this bullish trend on the 4-hour time frame, right? We're still super bullish on the 4-hour time frame, okay? That's two. And then we go in and we see this rejection, this candlestick formation, the tweezers. That's number three. Now let's go in the 30-minute time frame and look for a possible entry, right? This is what I saw. I think if you go down to the 5-minute time frame, you can see it a little bit better, right? So let me rewind a little bit, okay? This is what I saw, right? At this point in time, obviously price made this huge bullish reversal, and then got stuck right here at this resistance, okay? So boom, let's label that out. Resistance, right? It's got stuck there, and then I said, this is also an inverse head and shoulders pattern, potentially, right? So I'm not in the market right now. I'm just watching. I'm just watching, predicting, and reacting at this point. So in my head, I'm saying, if price fails to get above this level, I want to see price fall. I want to see price fall here to 6.3. And I'm going to take a buy from here and take it up, right? Inverse pattern, we already know that's a bullish pattern. Inverse head and shoulders, sorry. It's a bullish pattern, and it means price is going up. So this was my setup here. And I didn't sell a buy limit. I didn't set up a buy limit because I don't like using buy limits. I like to enter the market when I know for sure it's going up. And obviously, you can never know for sure, but I like to have that control, right? So we have my stop loss below this low. We got into the market. As soon as price came around this area, boom, got in somewhere around here, right? Somewhere around here, right? We got in for another 5 standard lots. Immediately, price went in our direction, right? We created this nice floor. Obviously, my TP was at 7 flats as well. Created this nice this floor, and just went up from there, right? From here, let me zoom out. Price fumbled a little bit. Never in drawdown though. Never in drawdown on any of these trades, so that was amazing. And then eventually went up, right? Obviously, at this level that we had highlighted again, we had the breakout, strong bullish movement, and a retest, so I got in again. I scaled in again. And at this point in time, my stop loss was in profit. These don't matter anymore. I was out of the market. My stop loss was in profit and covering any potential loss that this trade, this position would have netted me, right? So now we're back at the position where we break even, and then we have the continuation of the bullish movement all the way up perfectly into the night. And at this point, I believe it's Thursday. I want to say Wednesday night. I want to say Wednesday or Thursday night. Let me see. Let me just check. 2021, right? So is that Thursday? It's the 21st. Today is, yes, that is Thursday. Okay. We're into the night on Thursday, right? And I go to sleep, and at this point in time, I'm setting my stop loss every time price creates a higher low, right? So we have on the lower time frame, we have this Elliott wave kind of trend going on. That was really ugly. Let me line that up. I have this Elliott wave kind of going on, and at every level, I'm just moving my stop loss up, right? Just to make sure that price, doesn't completely melt, right? Because we have to be precautious, right? Every time we hit this level, price melted, right? So, at the same time, I'm looking at every time frame as time goes along, as candlesticks come out. I'm looking at every time frame. This is a beautiful candlestick reversal signal, right? So I'm like, this is definitely coming above 7 flat, right? 3-7 flat, okay? So I'm at this point in time super confident in the trade. Obviously, we're already at 7 flat. So now with my stop losses moving up, right? I think I was targeting 100 pips, right? So if I was here, so I was trying to get out around 730, 740, right? Obviously, I think that price is going to go and surpass 800, 800 flat, 900 flat. I think price is eventually going to get up there. But, at this point, it was Thursday. It's not going to do that by Friday at 5, and I need to be out the market. So, I'm going to target something a little bit lower, something a little bit more realistic for this week. And we're going to see how that happens, right? So, boom. We're into the night. Price breaks above this triple top, right? For a nice bullish movement, right? Obviously, the bulls are in the market, right? So now I'm monitoring price action as we're getting a little bit of rejection here. I don't want price to completely melt as it did in the past before 3 times. So what I'm doing is I have my stop loss up. I'm also monitoring price. This was a round London session. I knew what impulse was coming. We just had to make sure it was in our direction, okay? So I'm up for about an hour and a half, right, before I finally take profit, right? And I took profit around here. I think it was 720, definitely was 720. Definitely was 720. And as you can see, price climbed a little bit higher to 740 before dropping. Now, you may say, you know what I'm saying, your target was initially 730, 740. Why'd you get out early? Why didn't you let it hit your TP, right? You never know if your TP is going to be hit, right? So what I'm doing is just monitoring price action. And at the moment, right, price gave me a huge reversal right here. We had tweezers and prices at this point in time, right, down here at the extreme low. And I was like, you know what? Price is either going to do one to two things. It's going to fake me out just like it did, or it's going to come back here and reverse, or it's going to sell off. Three things, okay? So why would I want to stay in the trade and lose at this point in time thousands of dollars per 10 pips? Thousands of dollars per 10 pips. Why would I want to see a retracement back here and then end up taking profit here or even lower, right? Instead of just taking profit at the high. So boom, that's what I did. I got out the market. It was around 4, had to be like around 4:30, right? Got out the market, and then that's it. Closed all positions for a net profit of, I think, 9% on the account, which is amazing. And then price obviously climbed a little bit higher before eventually completely selling off. And that was that, right? I decided not to trade for the rest of the week. This is the last trade that I took. I did have a buy limit, and this is why I don't like using buy limits. I did have a buy limit set here for price to come back and retest the breakout of the 3.7 area. What ended up happening was a melt, and I'll show you guys. It just completely melted. But, you know what I'm saying, I did not, I took this position out before it was activated, so I did not get into that trade, thankfully. Would have lost some of my profits that I worked so hard for. And right now, price is doing its thing. You know what I'm saying? We're not too worried about it. We're going to look at this at a deeper level on Sunday and go ahead and see if we can get any re-entries to get up to that 3.8 flat area and eat off this beast a little bit more, right? So guys, if this breakdown of the best trade in, well, not the best trade, but I say the best trade in terms of percentage of my Forex journey thus far, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll catch you in the next video.